who was the wife of National Assembly Speaker Peter Katjavivi, died this morning. Among her many contributions to Namibia, Katjavivi, an accomplished author and editor, was instrumental in building Namibian literature and assisted many comrades with editing manuscripts and documents before and after independence. We're now joined by her friend and comrade, Bience Gawanas, to share her reaction and her memories of the late Jane. Madam Gawanas, good evening and thank you so much for joining us here on the Daily Roundup.
Thank you for having me on an occasion like this. I feel absolutely shocked and devastated by the news of Jane's passing. I was a student in the UK in the 80s as an exiled Namibian. And at that time, Jane's husband, the Speaker of the National Assembly, was a student doing his PhD at the same university where I was doing my undergraduate degree. And that's how I met Jane for the first time. They opened their house to us as Namibian refugee students studying in the UK. And I will forever be grateful by that hospitality, having us as a British woman married to a Namibian and opening a house to us. And that's how I have come to know Jane at a very, very, very personal level. But much more than that, I came to know Jane also as a person that studied African studies and was very much conversant about African issues. And so I had many, many conversations with Jane over the years as I was maturing into understanding Africa, not just Namibia, but Africa. I returned home from exile in '89 to prepare for Namibia's elections. And the first person, or amongst the first persons that I worked with after Namibia's independence, was the Speaker of the National Assembly, Professor Katjavivi. I call him PK, and many of us call him PK. And the first task that I worked on with him was to transform not only the academy into UNAM, but to transform the law department. And so I was put onto the committee to transform to create a law faculty for the university. And throughout the years, that has been how I've known them both. I worked with Jane, especially during the time that she was a publisher. Jane transformed ideas that people had in their heads into books, into people's hands.
Thank you so much.
And one of those were the customary law theories that she helped produce at the UNAM Press.
Thank you. Just for the sake of time, Madam Gawanas, obviously, as we end our conversation, what legacy would you say that the late Jane Katjavivi has left behind?
I think my last description of her is very important. A lot of us don't write. We don't tell our stories through writing. And Jane's legacy is that she allowed many stories to be put into writing. I was waiting for her to put my story into writing. I did not realize that she had such limited time on this earth. And so with this, I just want to say to PK, to the children and to the family, that we mourn together the loss of Jane Katjavivi. She was a personal friend. In fact, she was representing my former husband's parents at my wedding together with Peter Katjavivi. So that's how personal it gets. But I am so thankful for having had Jane as part of my life and that she could have been part of the Namibian history, not just Namibian life, but we will remember her forever.
Madam Gawanas, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and thank you for speaking to us this evening.
Thank you very much.
Bience Gawanas speaking to us via Zoom on the news that came this afternoon, the passing of the late Jane Katjavivi, who is the wife of the National Assembly Speaker, Peter Katjavivi, and our condolences as